Hello there. This is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. It's Sovereign Saturday. Sovereign men don't have time for hate. And let's be real out here, especially you see it online. Shoot, you even got content creators basically hating on another man. Hating on another man. And it definitely happens in the real world. And, you know, we see it with the content creators and we see it in the real world. It could be for myriad reasons, too. You know, they might feel like that man is more attractive to women. They might feel like that man is physically stronger. He's getting more attention. He might have more money. You know, it could be a whole bunch of other, whole bunch of things. Too numerous, you know, definitely personal to somebody. And they'll just hate that other man. Look, if you're a sovereign man, you don't have time for hate. Because when you hating on somebody, they are living rent-free in your head. They are living rent-free in your head. The time that you spend in hating on this other person, which means you're really jealous of them, you following them around, you giving them shit. They living in your head for rent-free. Like for example, I talked about it. You could get plenty of hate in these YouTube streets, any social media, really. But then, here's the thing: the time that someone is spending hating, they could be doing something positive. What are they doing with their lives? See, a sovereign man is constantly building. He's constantly building himself. He's constantly mastering his craft. He's constantly making his money. He's mastering himself. He don't have to worry about the next man. You know what? The next man might be taller. The next man might be physically stronger. The next man might be consensusly more handsome. So what? So what? See, a sovereign man is worried about controlling his world. He's not worried about the other person. First of all, he can't really control it. Yeah, he can fix himself up, but there's only so far he can go. Why is he going to worry about that other man? The other man don't give a shit about him. Seriously. Seriously, like that statement about living rent-free in somebody's head, I mean, what good is it? You know? Like I use myself for an example because, you know, I got some detractors out there and stuff. And I remember one of my supporters was getting into it with a detractor. And because he actually screenshotted the comments and he said, yeah, Rom living rent-free in your head. I was like, yeah. You know, because it's like, because y'all notice I don't really go after anybody. I don't go after anybody. It's very rare. And usually that's only if they go after somebody I care about. And even then, I let a lot of stuff go. People can't figure it out. I was like, I got to make my own money. Shoot, I got an agenda. You know, if you are a sovereign man, see, the time you would spend hating somebody else, well, if you want to be sovereign, you could be building your sovereignty. You could be building your body. You could be building your income stream. You could be, you know, you don't have time to be staying online or worried about that other person looking at everything. What good is that going to do? Because see, let's think about something else. Because, you know, people hate a man hate on another man for success. How's that making you successful? That man's still making his money. And in fact, if you even talk about that, man, you advertising. Let me use the example with myself. Y'all notice, like I said, I don't go after anybody. You know, well, there were some exceptions, but those videos are deleted. And that was early on anyway. But when I learned it, I was like, wait a minute. Like there was one content creator that was coming for me. And I was about to strike back, but then I say, wait a minute. I'm getting all these donations. I mean, I'm getting these book sales. I was like, shoot. I actually thought, there was a time I actually thought about, say, like creating like a fake account and stuff and like going on myself. I was like, man, this is money right here. But what has the person done? I mean, seriously, you don't have time for that. You don't have time because it's all about you. And then, you know, some people will go after somebody because, you know, their presence being what they perceive as better is messing with their own self-esteem. Okay, build yourself up then. Build yourself up. You know, don't worry about it because honestly, while you're so busy looking at that person could be looking back at you. Because if you're a sovereign man, shoot, you got to worry about your empire. You got to worry about building yourself up. You got to make your money. You got to master your crafts. Shoot. And even though I don't talk about women much, you dealing with your women. You don't have time for any of that other stuff. You know, you talking about you want to be a productive man. What are you producing? If you up there worried about that next man, what are you producing? You don't have time. You don't have time. You know, with everything I do, I'm like, you know, I need more time. You know, seriously. Because you got to pay, you know, as of the recording of this, you know, took care of my house bill. I mean, I'm like, come on. I got to make my money. I got to make my money. I got to live my life. See, that's another thing, too. How's a sovereign man going to hate on somebody when he living his life? He's traveling. You know, he exploring the world. Or shoot, he may be hanging out just in his own neighborhood, chilling, having fun, doing whatever he's going to do. You don't have time for it. Because, see, here's the thing. Here's the thing with hate anyway. And why no one, you know, there's been some arguments, oh, hate's righteous and all that. Is it? Hating on somebody else is like you drinking poison and expecting another person to die. It's not going to happen. Because when you hating, you stressing yourself out. You getting all upset over that next person who probably don't even know who you are. Don't even know who you are. And then you killing yourself for what? For what? Because when you carry that hate for someone else, you poisoning yourself. You obsessed with that other person. The other person still making their money no matter what you say or do. I want y'all to think about that. If you're a sovereign man, you need to focus on your life. You need to focus on what you're going to do. And I've been there before, but I learned this as a young man because I said, you know, this ain't getting me nowhere. This ain't getting me nowhere. So I was like, nah, you know, you don't have time for it. Because if you're trying to build stuff, you need to be, honestly, you need to be 100% focused on that. Only be concerned with that next person is if they intrude on your space. Then you deal with them appropriately. But other than that, as long as they stay over there, or if they starting to affect your sovereignty, then you pay attention. But most of the time, another person isn't, no matter what. Because like I said, a lot of times they have no idea who you are. And if they do know who you are, and if they coming for you, what can they do? Y'all know the deal. Because you building yourself up to a powerful place where nobody can mess with you. Nobody can step to you. You don't have time. Focus on it. You know, seriously. Every man need to be focused on building himself up physically, mentally, financially, building his knowledge base, you know, making himself better than he was the day before. With all of that, you don't have time to hate, all right? So I want y'all to really think about what I'm saying, all right? So anyway, that's it for today. Keep rising to become that sovereign man that you are meant to be. Peace and blessings.